Welcome, everyone, to episode 192 of the Baseball Brew Crew Podcast. We are keeping baseball history alive, one craft beer at a time. Wherever you are watching or listening to us, please give us a like and a follow. And if you love beer with your baseball, please tell a friend. Here is the lineup card for today. Let's do it.
Oh, man. So much thinner.
Hitting first is a proud father, baseball fanatic, all elite wrestling referee, as well as, that's right, former DDT Ironman heavy metalweight champion. Please welcome to the show, Bryce Remsburg. Thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Thanks. When do I crack this?
Right. Do it now. Do it now. I just did it at the top. I did it at the top, and mine almost threw out everywhere.
Victory Summer Love beer from suburban Philadelphia here, Downingtown, Pennsylvania. 5.2%. I think the kids would call this crushable, but it is literally like they don't have a deal with the Phillies, but it is as illusion like they sell it at Phillies games. They sell this at the Philly airport as like this is like synonymous with Philly and the summer and baseball. So this was perfect for me. This is a Victory Summer Love.
Awesome.
I'm gonna open that now. Sorry.
Perfect. Glad to have you.
Fantastic. That's
Cheers,
awesome.
boys. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
I usually don't drink on Mondays. Thanks for the excuse.
Hitting second is our first international signing of the Baseball Brew Crew. It is the big hurt, Allan Jepsen. Are you feeling better this week?
Much better this week. Actually made it to work every day last week, so that's positive. So no more trip jet lag for me.
All right. Thank you for being here. Batting third is the field correspondent and senior research analyst for the Baseball Brew Crew. It is Kevin Lyon. How are you tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad after meeting Bryce Remsburg about 18 months or so ago, almost 2 years ago now, that we made this happen. Michael, I have an unveiling I want to do. I got an unboxing I want to do. I got this box from the Squirrels Nest Team store. Richmond Flying Squirrels, 3001 North Arthur Ashe Boulevard, not Arthur Ashe Stadium, where Bryce Remsburg has refereed before. This is a beautiful Richmond, Virginia. Let me rip this thing
I've
open.
also refereed at the Flying Squirrel Stadium, the Diamond.
Oh, then that's because we're going to ask you about that.
I did an indie show way back. Ooh, look at that.
This is why I want to get it. This is their Copa.
Oh, man.
And we talked about this on the show a couple weeks ago. I'm like, it just literally arrived in my mailbox today, and I'm like, oh, it's perfect. I got to wear this for the show.
A quick disclaimer up front. My son is 9 years old. He's in the third grade. He loves baseball logos and jerseys and alter egos of teams more than actually he loves baseball.
That's
okay. He really wanted to do this podcast with me, but it is 9 o'clock on a school night. So I told him maybe we can get some time at a different time or over the summer he can stay up late, but he's absolutely going to watch and listen to this. So we're going to, if at all possible, let's keep on a PG-13 here, friends.
You got it.
Oh, yeah.
We have controversy already.
I do have some controversy. You ready to know why?
Because you're taking your sticker
My
off.
size is 7 1/8 right there, but then look at the hat. I don't think you see it. Sorry.
Other way.
7 3/4.
Oh.
You know, it says 7 1/8 on the front.
Which is correct? Is the size right or the?
The size is 7 3/4. The label on the front and the back both say 7 1/8.
What's going to fit your noggin, though?
7 1/8.
All right, send it to me. I'll drive it down to Richmond tomorrow.
Hang on. I'll fix that. I'll fix it. Hang on. I'll fix it. I think it'll fit better if I do this first. Hang on.
Perfect. Nailed it. Batting cleanup is the Goodwill Ambassador and the Sultan of Swig at the Baseball Brew Crew. It is Cowboy Jack Durango. Do you have another promo for us?
I do. I've been reviewing our analytics here at the Baseball Brew Crew and have discovered what brings the eyeballs to the show. It's raw, unadulterated sex appeal, and there is one man on this show that our fans lust after. Brought to you by a new partnership with the good people at Saskatoon Airport Livestock Feed Supply and Tire Shop. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Only Kevin. It's just like OnlyFans, but as the name says, it's only Kevin. For the embarrassingly low monthly subscription price of $19.99 with an upfront 64-month subscription, you get instant access to Kevin's steamy archive of over 800 pictures, over 2,000 videos, and in-app purchases of custom content. That's right, ladies. and men. The Baseball Brew Crew's resident heartthrob is ready to bear it all for you, the loyal Brewniverse, for the right price. And if you sign up now and use the promo code #Kevin Lyon legitimately sells feet pics on the internet, we will give you lifetime access to the live feed cameras I've installed throughout his house. Bryce Remsburg, how many subscriptions can I put you down for?
He looks like Mango from SNL. Looks like he's perched up there.
I mean, look at that physique. It's worth. Is that not worth $20 a month?
I'm gonna send you my financial information offline if that's okay. I'm sure I'll get to that tomorrow. I guarantee I'll find time for that.
We've also violated Bryce's PG-13.
I mean, it hasn't gone incredibly over the line, but I will have some explaining to do.
I don't know how you explained that one.
Did I not read the email, dude? I am so sorry.
No. It was a last-minute request, to be honest.
It was last-minute request, 100%. Do any of you guys have kids?
Michael and
I'm a 23-year-old.
When they're that young, you can make stuff up. They're not very smart. It's okay, but it's no problem. We'll get around it.
Perfect.
Clearly, you spent hours and hours and hours on this Photoshop. Like an Adobe training in Little Rock.
I believe that he sourced it from Little Rock, by the way.
Am I sitting on a Little Rock? I mean, what am I on there?
That's a good point.
Thank you, Jack. Another great investment opportunity that will definitely.
I'm really just making a difference out here.
Well, I'm bumped down in the lineup. My name is Michael Mondragon, your humble host for the festivities tonight. As always, we bring a new and unique craft beer to review and enjoy. What are you drinking out there in the chat? But we're also going to have some beer here. And Bryce already had his craft beer, but Bryce has something that we don't have, which is a beer that was named after him.
That's true. Look at that guy. There's a independent wrestler by the name of Tony Deppen. He wrestles in Pennsylvania. Yeah, he's big in wrestling brewery circles. And when I first got this AEW job in 2019, I found myself. I have a day job. I'm the travel manager of AEW. I'm also a referee, but there'd be days where I'd be home. There'd be like a random Monday or a random Friday where I would just be like kind of home, and he would, if you ever want to come up and brew a beer, let me know. And I always, whatever. But I found myself with like Fridays with not nothing to do, but like I could just like go during a Friday. I didn't have to go to a desk job anymore, which was cool. So I drove up to Pottsville, Pennsylvania, which is where they make Yingling Lager. And Tony and his friends were really hell-bent on opening a brewery in Pottsville that's not Yingling Lager, because it's this institution. Everybody knows it, internationally known and everything. But no one ever had the guts or what the terminology is to also open a brewery in Pottsville. So Tony and his friends opened a brewery in Pottsville. I have hosted trivia there. I went up to brew this beer. Nice. And when I say brew this beer, they told me what to do, and I stirred a lot. But I did learn some stuff. And then I came back when it was done several months later, and they taught me how to pull the tap, which did not go very well for me. And I hosted wrestling trivia and gave away AEW tickets. It's a great spot if you're ever. It is kind of dead in the middle of Pennsylvania, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. If you're ever nearby, please stop by the brewery and tell them Bryce sent you. Good lads. Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Was the beer called the Bryce is Right? I think that's what we settled on.
Yes. Yep.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
It was fruity, which it was like I was in the zone on there. I don't have a big high ABV bitter appetite. So this was a good compromise. I think it was fall. It was like October, November or something, but it's good stuff.
So let me ask you, Bryce, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite style? Are you more like a Pilsner Lager kind of guy, or a pale ales?
Pilsner Lager, good easy drinking, or a good I know Blue Moon is very like baseline and basic, but if you're at a baseball game and it's June or July and you're drinking like a beer with like a little, citrus, nothing too dark, nothing too deep, a solid little 5 or 6 ABV, like that's like makes you think of tubing, makes you think of baseball games, like summer. That's what's up. Summer's 100% my go-to. And again, baseline, but Sam Adams Summer Ale. is like it was just in Boston a couple weeks ago, and it was already tapped, even though it was April, which is very exciting for me at the hotel bar. Yeah, I do not have I love to get this is probably going to make one of your skin crawl, but I love to get flights at breweries because I'm very indecisive, and it's a good way to try a lot of different beer.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
If I'm traveling somewhere, I'm not opposed to that at all. Bryce, if you hang out with us enough, next thing you know, you're gonna be like Cowboy Jack and Allan are gonna be drinking like, oh, we don't like these IPAs. Next thing you know, they're all addicted to hazies.
Hazy IPA, a New England IPA, even a West Coast IPA. Yeah, that's what's up. That's my sweet spot.
Well, we know that West Coast is the best coast when it comes to IPAs. Let me tell you.
No arguments here. No arguments here. What's the one in San Diego? Excalibur took me to it. It's by the harbor.
It's Modern Times.
I have been there actually. I saw his velvet painting.
Yes. Oh gosh, there's like 100 breweries in San Diego, but I'm like, it could be. What am I thinking? Well, Ballast Point isn't that has the location of the water, but that's up in Long Beach.
It's like an aerial themed, and it's right by the harbor. It's going to come to me. Someone's
come to us after the show.
Right yeah. It's okay. We'll get back to you. But yeah, it's great. I'm no disagreements with the West Coast. I've been to El Segundo too because it's right by LAX.
That's why I brought up. When
AEW's in LA, we always stay by the airport. So El Segundo is a very easy trip from there.
Perfect. And this logo looks oddly familiar. I can't really place it, but
I don't. You guys, what's your copyright attorney like? What do you guys got? One of those
so I act as legal counsel for the show.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're
screwed.
screwed.
I only know these guys. I don't work for them. They're just acquaintances. I don't have any financial. Good lads.
Well, WCW isn't around anymore, so it doesn't matter, right?
That's a good point.
Well, Kevin, you have a baseball beer for us. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, you know what? See this beer here? What's going to make you do is going to make you go, say hey. So this is the Willie Hayes Hazy IPA from Strike Brewing in beautiful San Jose, California. If you ever go to a San Jose's Giants game at Municipal Stadium, it's one of the oldest minor league parks still in baseball, I believe. It was opened in like the 1930s. Back when I was about 400 years old, something like that. I can't keep track. Anyways, if you're ever there, you might find them on draft, or you go a mile down the street and Strike Brewing is there. Very baseball themed brewery. And I've been saving this one for a special occasion. Bryce is here, so this is it. And it says on here, store cold, drink fresh. Willie Hayes is brewed with loads of flaked oats and matted white wheat to create its signature fluffy body and soft mouthfeel. Enormous dry hop of Mosaic and New Zealand grown Motuoka hops. Motuoka adds incredible flavors of tropical fruit and juicy citrus. And I was trying to see, this comes in at 7%. So this is just like breakfast beer, as we usually say for me. So, but
that's up my alley. That sounds delightful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even Jack doesn't really partake as much anymore. And he was like, the name alone, he's like, I'm in. Yeah. And like I said, their sales day is about an hour south of San Francisco. Willie Mays is, Bryce, he thinks this is named for Willie Mays Hayes. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, played in San Francisco at part of his career, so it's obviously an honor of him. But they have a lot of other baseball themed beers that you can get at Strike Brewery.
Very nice.
Excalibur, what's the one? It's right across from Petco Park, and they have they're famous for their hot dogs. They have gourmet hot dogs, like this fancy-ish restaurant.
He's gonna name all these spots. I'm not gonna remember the name.
What was it? This is not third door.
Half doors down the street, but I don't know if they do hot dogs.
I'll come back. I'll come back to you.
Yeah,
I know because I punched an aerial themed brewery in San Diego earlier, and the first thing it was fall, but I don't think they have anything on the water.
Okay.
Barley and Sword. I'm like, I don't know.
I could text him, but I'm using my phone now, so it's
well, I could text him too. Believe it or not,
it's all right. It's true. That's true. It's all good.
All right. Next. Is my beer. This is the second week that I've had an Arizona Wilderness beer. This is the Refuge Arizona IPA, 6.8 ABV, 75 IBU. It's the flagship IPA born out of the founder's garage. This beer has evolved over the years and perfectly balanced IPA with 100% Sinagua malt base and citrus-forward American hops. It is a delicious beer. And one of the great things, I actually met with the GM, Bryce, of Arizona Wilderness last week. And he's actually like a college baseball player, a college baseball player in Southern California. And then he was telling me that Arizona Wilderness is now at Chase Field. And I literally had to chase it down, but I found it. The West Clear West Coast IPA was there. It's down the third baseline, and you literally have to check the refrigerators because it's on the very bottom of those. And I really had to seek for this, but I did find it. So Arizona Wilderness is in Chasefield. True craft beer at Chasefield. There's a ton of macro beer there, which I get, but I'm glad that Arizona is represented with craft beer at Chasefield.
Michael, you know what I forgot? To make the obvious reference to last week, Arizona Wilderness. Last week, your beer was the Willie Nelson Haze.
That's right.
And now this week, I'm having Willie Haze. So there you go.
There you go. So
it all comes. Yeah, it all comes.
Next week, Willie the dad from Alf.
Yes.
Somebody get brewing. Let me get Deppin on the horn.
Well, otherwise I'm going to be looking up for Willie Tyler and Lester.
Oh, wow.
That's where I'm going to go. That's for Michael more than anything else here.
That is lost on everybody except for me.
That's what I'm here for, Michael, to feed you that information because we're old.
Love it. All right. So, Bryce, I want to start where it all began.
Okay.
No, not Chikara, not PWG. We're gonna go way back. We're gonna go back to the beginning. So obviously you were a pro wrestling fan from a very young age, and
I shaved my chest there. I shaved my chest when I was 9.
It's an upper body business, dude. You got it. You got it early.
Right, brother. I ditched that stupid headgear and did the stuff that gets you paid. Actually, that amateur stuff doesn't get you anywhere.
I can honestly say that I did have that WWF belt as a teenager. I'm ashamed to say, but I did have it.
I thought it was too light when I got older and started like backyard wrestling. So I remember duct taping a bunch of rolls of like pennies and nickels on the inside, so it would look heavier. You know what I mean? Or
nice.
I don't know.
That's a good move.
12-year-old logic, but yeah, no, that's
it works.
Hulkamania headband. The first wrestling show I ever went to was on December 26, 1991. I was 8 years old. It was the day after Christmas, and I convinced my dad to take me to the Hershey Park Arena to see the main event of Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair.
Wow!
What a jumping on point. So that's where I got that Hulk Hogan headband. I distinctly remember, this is in my parents' room, that the photo on the left, asking my dad's like, "Are you gonna throw any of your shirts soon?" And he's like, "Ah." And I was like waiting for him to like be done with work shirts so I could Hulk Hogan him. That's what's happening right there. Wow. Yeah, that's probably 1992 or 93. That photo.
Wow. And what year was that Hogan Flair? You said
December 26, 91.
So 91.
A week shy of my 9th birthday.
So January 1985 was my first show ever, and it was Hulk Hogan Iron Sheik. 1 year after he held the title.
Where was that?
That was in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My first wrestling match was in Greek in the year 2000 BC.
Augustus versus Caesar.
Yes. Or March 1983, the very first WWF show ever in LA at the Sports Arena. Buddy Rose versus Bob Backlund for the world title. Bob Backlund shook my hand and said, "How you doing, young man?" And I just was.
Man, I think I'm not throwing any shade, I promise, but I think you're in Rick Knox's age wheelhouse because he has a lot of the same touch points of his wrestling memories of that era and stuff, and like when like WWF came to LA, what a big deal it was.
I mean, they didn't even start till '83, so and I'm guessing Rick's I think a couple years older than me, but we've definitely connected over some of the same things. We're definitely in the same age demographic.
Yeah, I'm actually probably more Rick's age, but actually Kevin's younger than Rick. Kayfabe on that.
Surprising, older than everybody.
Every not a week goes by when we don't get tagged as the other one on social media. Like this stupid bald ref did this thing, and it's like, I'm the one with the beard, there's no without the beard. Yeah, we get it. We joke about it all the time.
Oh my god!
Good.
I showed that picture to Billy Gunn.
That's amazing.
That photo. I showed it to Billy Gunn.
Too crazy.
That on the left is July 92. The Macho Man did a signing at the Hershey Park. They would do shows at the Hershey Park Arena, which is a hockey arena connected to an amusement park. Mm-hmm. So you can like walk out the back doors. So on the afternoons of the shows in the summer, they do signings in the amusement park. And that's Macho Man, who, in my opinion, I don't want to get down this wormhole because it's about beer and baseball, but I think Savage is the greatest of all time. I think he's a amazing Hall of Fame level babyface, amazing Hall of Fame level heel, amazing Hall of Fame level promo, amazing Hall of Fame level worker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I realize he's not a perfect man, but as far as pro wrestling, like that dude wearing the neon sunglasses, and he was sitting down wearing his belt the whole time for the autograph signing. Respect.
Heck yeah.
Oh my God.
So-
And former baseball player.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
On the right is a on sale for an in your house pay-per-view at the Hershey Park Arena where the Smoking Guns came to sign. And I still remember holding that belt, like whatever day that was, it's probably like October of 95 or so. That was the best day of my life up to that point. Like holding a actual tag team title. Like imagine that when you're 12. Like it's crazy. So maybe that's why I started taping nickels to the belts, because it wasn't. I realized how heavy that thing was.
Right.
And it's crazy. And like this is a weird, deep thing to say, but I take for granted that I like hold wrestling belts all the time, and I get to like get inside a wrestling ring at work every week. Like, and it's just like this thing that happens all the time. And I remember holding that belt and how it made me feel, or like paying $5 in an indie show in 1998 because I got to go in the ring and get a Polaroid with King Kong Bundy. I didn't care about King Kong Bundy, but like I got to get in the ring. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
amazing.
So when there are rough days at work or there are rough travel days, whatever, perspective is important to be like, wow, like I get to do this all the time, and someone gives me money for it, and I pay my mortgage with that money, which is crazy. Like I'd probably do it for free. Don't tell me. It's live. Oh no.
Yes.
Speaking of perspective, I have perspective from a gentleman named Excalibur to fill in some gaps here. He believes the brewery by the water is called Epic, EPPIG.
Yep, that's it.
And he didn't put on with beer so much, but he said it's such an awesome spot to hang out at.
It's a great spot.
And then the place by Petco Park, the brewery is called Lost Abbey, and Doggo's Gus is the name of the hot dog place. So there you go. So if you're down by Petco Park, I mean, Petco Park is, well, maybe we talk about this later, is one of the best parks in MLB, I believe. I mean, we might get price protection on that later, but, I just want to fill in those gaps. Thank you, Excalibur, for that.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Always at our service. Oh, yeah, here we go.
This is where your baseball love probably started. How early is this?
Did you message my sister? What happened here? Are these all my social media?
All I had to do was look through your Instagram. I said, we can have 24-hour show, Bryce.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. That's the Red Sox, and that's I practiced. I got ready for this podcast recording by going to my son's t-ball practice tonight and was watching him. We have a very lucky. Are you guys familiar with Victus bats?
No.
Okay, so they got really popular because they made the bats that look like pencils, and now a lot of the MLB guys are like up on and they're made in King of Prussia, which is about an hour from here. One of the guys that designs the bats is a huge AEW fan. So Wheeler Yuta, Anthony Bowens, Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, I've all been to the factory, and they let you like go in the batting cage, and yesterday I was in King of Prussia already, so they let me and my sons go in the batting cage and whack around balls and they have like the StatCast thing where it like shows you where it goes and everything.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
You can set it up in whatever major league park you want, and et cetera, et cetera. Anyhow, there's me on the Red Sox in 1990, I'm going to say. I remember I have my most distinct baseball memories are standing in right field and praying the ball's not hit to me, and hoping that the coach forgot that there was a mandate from the league that I had to play 2 innings. Like every kid had to, you had to cycle through there 6 innings. Every kid had to play 2 innings. But I was like, oh, maybe he'll forget I won't have to play today. And
that feeling doesn't go away. I played last night, and I was playing first base, and a lefty came up, and
AEW did a charity softball game in Chicago maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I was like, how hard could it be? What a fool! What an idiot! What an idiot! There I am in right field with deja vu. Please don't hit the ball to me, please.
Well, you went from these Red Sox to these Red Sox.
Yeah.
That was recently, correct?
That was 2 weeks ago, yeah. AEW is at the MGM Hall at Fenway Park, which is literally connected to Fenway Park. Like the back door of the concert venue opens up and you're in Fenway Park, which is wild. Wow. So we were there 2 days in a row. On the first day, a gentleman that works at Fenway Park has a podcast. He brought over a World Series trophy, and everybody thought that was cool. And then it kind of got like, hey, I'm going to do a tour of Fenway tomorrow. I was like, I would love to take a tour of Fenway tomorrow. and we thought we were getting the basic B Fenway tour everybody gets, which is great. And I was in anyway. I was, I would have paid for it. I got to go for free. And it turns out we got like the super duper walk on the field, go inside the Green Monster, stand in the dugout. Yep, there's me. I'm signing the wall inside the Green Monster. And he said, do it up top because it won't get written over. So I like stood up and got like reached up. So yeah,
I'm sorry, someone didn't boost you up for that?
No, I'm standing on something. I'm standing on like a
okay.
It does not smell great in there. I'm here to tell you.
I believe that.
Yeah,
Well, you've been in many a locker room over the years. I'm sure it's similar.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It is there is a definite smell of like, legendary status, amazing, but also it's like, this room has seen some stuff, It's probably guys peeing in buckets, like a lot of guys peeing in buckets.
So it's like a lucha locker room.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's like the names, and the guy was telling me they had to paint an athletics one this spring because the old one just said Oakland and it can't say Oakland anymore and it can't say frickin' Sacramento. So they had to make a new one that says athletics. And that's So there's all the numbers on the wall. I took way too many pictures in this little tiny room that I was in for 5 minutes, but I was like, I'm probably never going to be here again. So
for real. And then you got to go to Japan.
I got to Japan. That's like the Tokyo Dome.
Like at the Tokyo Dome. So you didn't get to see any baseball in Japan.
No, I asked if they could tear down real quick and play a quick game. But next best thing is the Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame is literally inside the Tokyo Dome. Have you been?
I've been there.
Yeah, same here.
And because it was wrestling week in Japan, which is all based around January 4th is Wrestle Kingdom, which is also my birthday. We were there for that. Because there were so many tourists in town, the Yomiuri Giants store was open, and I brought back goodies for everyone.
Oh, that's
well. Wait, what you said? Everyone, where's our goodies?
I got you a hat, but it was the wrong size, Kevin. Sorry, the 7 1/8.
What? Not this one?
Yeah,
that's Corkin Hall. That's me at Corkin Hall waiting to free an Aja Kong match for some reason. I don't know how I got there. How any of that happened? Yeah,
that is too cool. I am 1-0 at Corkin Hall.
Ooh, never go again. Don't ever go again.
No, of course not. No.
Nope.
Who did you beat? Who'd you beat? Was it the doll? Was it the?
I wish it was Yoshihiko, but it was for Osaka Pro, and it was a guy named Lyon Uchida, which is at that time I'm not even sure what he is now. I'm not sure if he's even wrestling anymore, but I said I got lucky at the time. I just happened to be in a tour in 2004 and 5.
That's awesome.
Yeah, with Kikutaro, it was phenomenal. It was so fun. He was Ebisan at that time.
Yep.
But yeah, super fun. So I know what a thrill this is. But then
that's Pro. Yeah.
Yes.
We actually watched this match and show actually recently.
This was so much fun. I did 17 years on the Indies, and now I've been in AEW for almost 6 years. And I like feel removed from kind of like independent wrestling, and that bums me out sometimes. But like Choco Pro is like the spirit, the vibe, the everything that's like good and great and amazing about independent wrestling. People all are in. So it's cold out. Those are windows. And 60 or 70 people showed up at like 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, just having the time of their life. So I will and then afterwards they took us all of the Americans that came to the event. They took us all out for dinner up the street, and we had a lovely time.
That's great.
We had I think I ate horse. I asked what something was. And and they started giggling right there. May Saruga, the one right to my right. Yep, she was giggling. Or to my left. She's giggling about it, and I was like, "Oh, this has got to be horse." But I'm still here.
That's how you said.
Horse is a solid meat, dude. It's a good meat.
That was the last night before we went home. So that was like kind of like night of the trip was the Choco Pro experience.
Bryce, I can't remember. Did you actually win a championship that night, or
I got to the finals of the rock paper scissors and I failed. I came
I knew you did well. I can remember you won it.
I'll be back when they least expect it.
All right. And I already reached out because I'm going there in June, so I'm really hoping the week I'm in Tokyo.
You gotta go.
I hit up Allan. I'm like,
go.
you guys know, and the June schedule's not out yet, so I really want to go to that.
I feel like I cheated. We got from went right from the plane to a DDT show, refereed on that. Saturday morning did the TJPW show. Sunday did the Tokyo Dome, the Tokyo Dome. Then we were sightseeing on Monday, and then Tuesday did Choco Pro and flew home Wednesday. I did everything I wanted to do. Not everything, but I feel like I cheat coded my way through Japanese wrestling on my first time there, and it is. Have you been before, Kevin?
I went like in 2012 for about 2.5 weeks. I want to go. I'm going this summer because I want to go during baseball season before I turn 500 years old. Because I think I might disintegrate at the end of June.
Okay.
Live on the show, by the way, because my 50th birthday we recorded live.
That'll be good for ratings.
Yeah,
great minds think alike on that, and ratings too. There you go.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, Bryce. Fingers crossed.
You'll move up in the lineup.
Well, hey, you know what? If you really want to see me disintegrate, you have to go to Only Kevin. You want to see the real disintegration.
Come on, Kevin, get us monetized. Let's do it.
I think disintegrate might be the wrong verb there. That you're looking for.
I'm trying to be PG-13, sir.
Okay, I appreciate that.
And hey, shout out to another person who's on this episode. That would be Mr. Chris Harrington. Am I allowed to throw his name out there, Bryce?
Oh, absolutely.
I can't believe I saw him. I know Chris Harrington. Yep, he was the very first AEW employee, and I knew him for being a great statistician for us on the Death Valley Driver Board days.
1,000%. Yep, that's our Mookie Ghana. That's our boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we during the pandemic, we would just have marathon sessions. We just get on Zoom and watch crazy wrestling, like Zona from them in the junkyard and
great.
And we just watch crazy stuff because we have some death match fans, so stuff we would never watch before we watched. But we came across this as well, right, Kevin?
I believe somewhere in there, and I was going, oh my god, this is so much fun. Yeah, it's definitely my guilty pleasure in wrestling right now is this group.
Yeah, please go if you can in June, and I'll please also send them my best. That's great.
Of course, I will.
Well, you're at 30 for 30, man. But I want to
got some asterisks.
There are some on there because I'm the same way. I have 22, but I have 4 defunct. So literally, I have 11 left. So which ones do you still have to go to now?
So I in some form or fashion have done 30 for 30. I've seen all 30 teams play at their home park, but the A's have moved to Sacramento. The Braves have a new park. The Yankees have a new park since I was there last.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, you haven't been to Yankee Stadium. Okay.
I feel like there's one more along the
way. You have Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, that's the other one, exactly. Those are my 4 asterisks. So I am.
You've been to Citi Field then?
I've been to Citi Field.
Okay.
I when the Phillies were good the last time, 2008, 9, 10. My friends and I would go. We went to see Phillies play in New York at the Mets. We went to see the Phillies go play in DC at the Nationals because it was cheaper to see the Phillies then because the Mets and the Nationals were terrible. The Phillies were really good. So even though we lived in South Philadelphia, literally blocks from the stadium, it was cheaper tickets-wise to make a weekend of it and go to New York and sleep on your friend's couch, go see the Mets game, or go down to DC and ride the train around and see the.
So here's my fun. So, did you actually see the Nationals play at RFK Stadium then?
No, I did not.
I was wondering because I've been a really deep cut.
No, that's a good one. And we did spring training for the first time last month and drove by Tropicana, and it's like seeing a ghost. It's crazy seeing what it looks like.
Yeah.
I 30 for 30 with asterisks, but I'm also now realigning. I'm doing it again with my son basically. So he was 5 in 2021, and basically we were home for a year for 2020, no baseball. I did get to 1 baseball game in 2020. Do you know who was playing live baseball in 2020? I will give you a hint.
Okay.
I was in Jacksonville doing AEW tapings at Daly's place, basically, literally every week for 15 months. I was in Jacksonville pretty much.
Please tell me you saw the Jumbo Shrimp.
I saw the Jumbo Shrimp once baseball came back, but in 2020 I had to drive somewhere you can drive from Jacksonville to see live baseball. The only team that I could find that was playing live baseball in 2020.
It wasn't the Bananas, was it?
It was the Bananas. It was the
Savannah.
Savannah.
Nice.
Right before they blew up.
Yep.
So I saw a game at Grayson Stadium with the Savannah Bananas because they were playing
cool.
25% capacity, wear your mask outside, et cetera, et cetera. I had banana beer. I saw them walk from the field to the locker room. Like you have to walk by the crowd 'cause it's such an old stadium. And it was like, it did my soul well. I rented a car and drove from Jacksonville to Savannah, which is like 2 hours. I saw the Jumbo Shrimp. I saw the Jumbo Shrimp in 21 when baseball came back. So yes, baseball came back in 2021. You know, my son had been to Phillies games. And, you know, we decided to take a road trip to a Nationals game in 2021. The real secret of this, and I know he's going to hear this and that's okay, is that you get to go on, you get to stay at a hotel. And in a hotel, they have a pool. In a hotel, you can watch TV in bed. And in a hotel, you can watch television in bed. So baseball is secondary. And then we kind of up the game. And it's like, oh, you know, I am very fortunate to have hotel points and airline miles because I fly and travel every week. Why don't we fly to a game? So we started doing the classics. We started with Fenway and Wrigley. We flew to Chicago, flew to Boston. And then I said, I don't, what do we do next? I don't really know. We've done all the ones we can drive to with the exception of New York. In this house, we boo the Mets, we boo the Yankees. Sorry. I said, where do you want to go? And he said, this is 2023. This is our third year. He said, I want to go to Cleveland. I said, oh, wow. So I think, this is my suspicion, they changed names. They changed literally from the Indians to the Guardians. Right. And he's a big logo guy. And I think he was 7 at the time, 6, 7. He was enamored with the idea that they changed, like that a team can just change their logo and change it. And that was interesting to him. So we went to Cleveland, to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, there's other cool, I will find other cool things to do with kids in these cities. We're not just at the game. And then the 4th year, last year, we did St. Louis, looking for a classic park. We went up the Arch. And then this year we're going to Minnesota in June. So that's the rule. He gets to pick them. I think the Minnesota pick is skewed because I told him you can ride a roller coaster inside of a mall in Minneapolis, which you can, and it's awesome. And we're totally going to do it. And this is a Chris Harrington shout out, introduced me to a place called Can Wonderland, which is like this kind of retro arcade, artsy mini golf place in St. Paul, Minnesota. So that's our trip for June. And we're already talking about our 2026 trip. What do you recommend? What do you recommend with kids?
Ooh,
Seattle's a great park. I mean, I'm a huge fan, but I find it to be they have a good, kid area as well as the the Moose is very interactive with people. Plus they got Hot Dogs from Heaven going on now, which is always a hit. I don't know if you've seen that, where they throw hot dogs with parachutes from the upper deck.
Chef's kiss.
Exactly. So, I'm a Mariners fan, so that's why I would do. Plus, one of your coworkers, Aubrey, is just outside there. So
she sings the praises of the Pacific Northwest and Washington far and wide. Absolutely, that's great. Yeah. We're doing Toronto as a family. We're bringing my other son and my wife. We're all going to Toronto to stay at the Marriott within Rogers Center, which all you do in there is watch baseball. Nothing else. That's all that happens there. You watch baseball, okay? Nothing else happens in the hotel room, guys. Right? Nothing else happens. But those rooms are not cheap. So we're going to go. The one night we're going to stay in there, and then we're going to move rooms to a regular room in the hotel. And then I think the Phillies are in Toronto, so we're going to see the Phillies play in Toronto. Wow. At the way things are going, the Blue Jays might smoke the Phillies, and that's okay. But they have fun players. Anthony Santander used to play for the Orioles, which we follow. So sorry, guys. Long story long. We live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is actually like perfectly equidistant between, if you look on that map, between Philadelphia and Baltimore. So it's an hour 25 minutes to Camden Yards, is an hour 28 minutes to Citizens Bank Park. So we kind of split our time between Phillies and Orioles, waiting for that Phillies Orioles World Series, which was the year I was born. 83 was the last time we had a World Series together. 83. He's a fan of Santander, and then he found he went to the Blue Jays, and I've kind of been studying the Blue Jays, and my son Alex, who is 9, thinks the Blue Jays have a fun team, and I think he might be right. So we're going to see the Blue Jays and the Phillies probably play twice, once from inside the hotel room, and then we'll go back and actually go sit in the stands for a game while we're there in June.
Oh, that's super cool.
Hoping the dome is open, though. When we were there, Kevin, it was closed, right? Or do they open it?
I think it was open because
I remember it raining that day. It was a rainy day.
5 degrees on the Saturday, so I think the day we went, it was open.
But it takes so long to open it. I remember I went there once before I had kids, and it was like a 20% chance of rain. Like, we got to close it. It takes like a half hour to open. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was open when we were there because it definitely was open when I went a couple days before that.
All right, good. Looney Dog Night, baby.
You can see the tower from there, right?
Yep. When it's open, you can see the CN Tower. Yep.
That's super cool. What a beautiful sight that is.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry, I didn't. There he is. There's our boy.
There's our friend. And so good news, bad news about this. Good news, you have a documentation of this that it existed. This velvet painting. The bad news is someone stole it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Stole it?
I got stolen.
I believe it was stolen.
Dude, I would steal that paint.
It has been stolen.
And the person who stole it is not. I wish I had it.
And all of a sudden, I unveil it behind me.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll have Cowboy Jack's litigation team behind us, so we're good.
What a treat.
And I think unfortunately, he also had. I think he had some stock in Modern Times, so. It's much like Michael. You and I are still waiting for our Rev Pro stock money, right?
Yes. So I think it's going to be a similar issue. But that's cool. He actually invested in Modern Times. I always thought that was very admirable and another level of craft beer love.
I have a Modern Times hoodie. The day we were there, I saw that painting or velvet. Yeah. It was cold as I thought it was going to be, and I needed a hoodie, and I bought a zip-up Modern Times hoodie that I love. I wear it to this day. It's a great comfortable hoodie.
They're still around. It's a fraction of what they were.
It's now
big, too big, too soon. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we have a special event that we're gonna do right now.
Oh. Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
That's right. It's another Hey, What Happened? And it's a Bryce Remsburg themed event here, and we're actually gonna talk about it. Yes, what happened? What happened with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs recently? Well, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, the AAA affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies, they just dropped a new identity.
Legacy. 6 letters, 1 word that means everything. Is it the things you leave behind? The things you built? Or the foundation you've laid? Is it reminders of the Herculean feats accomplished? The relics of a bygone era? An era that shaped a region? Forged by the fire so that a community in one simple metal alloy would be so tightly intertwined that their legacies may never be separated. The steel ethos remains as the backbone of this community. It's the blue-collar, grit and grind, so-in-the-face, lunch-pail-to-work ethic that the Lehigh Valley embodies. We stand upon the shoulders of giants, and it's all because of those who did the hard jobs, from sunup to sundown, until the whistle blew. Proud then to be steelworkers, proud now to be steelworkers on the field. Do you have what it takes to be forged by fire?
Wow. Bryce Remsburg, do you have what it takes to be forged by fire?
I sure do not. Absolutely not. I am fragile. I am fragile emotionally and physically. And the tomato pies is cooler, I think. I mean, I get it's a new one, but they're really good. They have cool hats. They know what they're doing up there. There's a friend of AEW, Mike Luciano, works in their merch shop and takes good care of the wrestling boys when we're at Coca-Cola Park. I've refereed indie shows at Coca-Cola Park. I've thrown a first pitch at Coca-Cola Park too. Nice. Although if my wife were here, she would tell me that it's me at the end of a train of 8-year-olds. They're like, it's this kid's birthday, and this kid won a contest, and also this idiot this fake wrestling referee is here. Here it is. I'm just at the end of a long line, but it's okay. I've thrown a few first pitches at games.
How many do you got?
I think I've done 4. Done the Fighting Bills in Reading, which are the AA. They're very close to. That's another old classic ballpark. That's like a 60 or 70-year-old ballpark. Right. Iron Pigs, the Charleston Dirty Birds, which are the Atlantic League in West Virginia.
Nice.
They're there the day before an AEW show. And Portland Sea Dogs, which is how I got this jersey. I was on vacation in Portland. A friend of a friend reached out, asked if I'd like to do that. I got to do it. It was a Harry Potter night, and I have this jersey, and I have this guy. This is a. Sorry if you can't see.
So good.
Yeah, I got a Remsburg 1-2-3, which is cool. So I should have worn this to Fenway. I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah. So.
Cowboy Jack works in the steel industry.
Yes.
Oh, really?
So give us a little lowdown here.
Man, this one had me. I got to get that T-shirt. That's super rad. The guys that work in the mills are insane human beings. Like it's just you physically destroy yourself in 5 years.
And your lungs too, all the stuff you
your
breathe
lungs.
in and everything.
Oh, absolutely. No, they're taking a beating. So good for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs to give them the old shout out, dude. I like it.
Yeah. Well, let me give you the background on this.
Great park. This is like they are among the top attended and among the top AAA parks. They have like the fancy suites and the below sea level behind home plates, the seats that are lower. And it's like a legit real deal park in Allentown. It's totally worth the trip if you're ever nearby.
Nice. Well, let me give you the lowdown on this identity. Steel around the country and around the world was forged in the Lehigh Valley, and many products of the local steel industry still stand today. It was the grit and determination of all local steelworkers and their families who made this possible. In recognition of the multitude of local steelworkers and their families, on May 10th, the Iron Pigs will play as the Lehigh Valley Steelworkers. So only one night for this one. And this is awesome. Allan, are you buying this one?
Probably. I mean,
he buys everything. We don't have to really give him much.
His wife is not a fan of this show.
No, she's not.
You guys are enablers.
I know.
We are. No, absolutely. Yeah.
So, Bryce, you were talking about the other identity, and I'm going to have to make a choice here. What are you going with here?
The Iron Pigs win this one, but in full disclosure, I don't doubt they have a much better graphic artist and front office and everything. The Trenton Thunder recently got not relegated. That's soccer, but they got down. They lost their Yankees affiliation.
Yeah, they're part of the draft league now.
Right. They were.
Oh, because Somerset got them, right?
Yep.
Got the Yankees, right?
They were the Yankees AA, and the Yankees wanted Somerset. So they plucked the Somerset Patriots from the Atlantic League and moved them to be the Yankees AA. So the Thunder were the odd man out. So they're like draft league. They only play like June, July, and August now, and they're not what they used to be. But
because we love
referee at Chikara's show out in front. The ring doesn't fit inside the stadium in Trenton, but we did it out in front of the box office at a Thunder game.
Wait, you didn't work that show at Trenton Thunder with like Onita against Fremont?
That
was actually inside the stadium, wasn't it?
That was inside the stadium. Right after the Thunder got relegated, they were looking for some new clients to help pay the bill. And funny how that works. They only did one show with them, if you can imagine.
Shocking.
Speaking of the Atlantic League, these are my like hometown boys.
Let's see what you got.
This is the Lancaster Barnstormers. These they went back to back, 23 and 24 back to back league champions. Are you familiar with the Atlantic League? Of course, you guys probably know everything, right?
I actually did I go to the Atlantic League?
York Revolution, Somerset Patriots, Long Island Ducks,
Summer Collegiate League.
And then is it New Britain? Okay. Is New Britain the New Britain?
They used to be, but they're not anymore. They have the Gastonia Ghost Peppers, the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. The Atlantic League is not technically like a team is not connected to another team, but the Atlantic League reached a deal with Major League Baseball about 4 or 5 years ago that they are a partner league of MLB, which means they maintain a relationship. The Atlantic League can brag about it, and the big thing that I've seen that comes from relationship is they try the new weird stuff out in Atlantic League games. So we were doing here in Lancaster, where I live, the stadium's up the street. They were doing robot umpires like 3 years ago that they did in spring training. And this year they're big. They were messing with like the size of the bases and stuff, because the idea is like the baseball is so low level it doesn't actually really matter to anyone, not to MLB at least. This is a good place to just kind of throw crap against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
So the new one they're doing this year is QR codes on foul balls.
Oh wow.
So you'll catch a foul ball, there'll be a QR code on it. It'll have like a specialty that's only good for this day in the stadium, but you're the one that has it. So you are the one that can go get a BOGO t-shirt. So the season opening weekend is literally this weekend here in Lancaster. The first home games are this weekend.
That's cool.
So next time I can come on, I'll let you know about that. But that's like our weekend walk to the stadium. My kids are in the fan club and the playground. That's everything. Yeah,
I was aware of that. Wow. I know, because I know like Gastonia and all these other cities used to meet MLB teams, and then MLB took them all away.
I think there's 10 or 11 or 12 now. I think they have 10, but they need one. They have 11 in the pipeline. They want to have. They obviously want to have an even number. But
Cowboy Jack, didn't we ask? Weren't we reaching out to somebody a couple weeks ago about this?
Yeah, no, I sent a text message to an agent that sells teams and trying to see if we'll throw together a Kickstarter to buy a team. He hasn't returned my calls or multiple emails, but I'll get there.
Right.
Give some of the teams in the Atlantic League a couple years.
Yes.
A lot of times the cities fund the ballparks because it is a revenue driver. It's a thing to do. It's the Barnstormers, now they're just the Stormers. They rebranded here in Lancaster. Will do kickball league on Monday nights and high school graduations and concerts, and they do indie wrestling there. They just like the guy who owns it's really cognizant of like it being a large venue within city limits, and there aren't many, so they'll just kind of they'll host almost anything just to get butts and seats, feet in the door, because they know they're going to sell beer and soft pretzels and hot dogs,
of course, because that's how they make it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the minor league baseball way.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember
the similarities between minor league baseball and independent wrestling, and then like Major League Baseball and Major League big TV wrestling it's wild. We could probably do a whole episode on that, but yeah.
I'm going to prove your theory right now.
Okay.
In 2016, I saw the Bridgeport Bluefish, which were in the Atlantic League at the time. Mm-hmm. And they're no longer there. I think they weren't. They maybe.
There's a lot of turnover in the Atlantic League. Too.
Exactly. Well, what they were doing at the time I saw them, 50 people, and a former Major League Baseball player, Andy Chavez, was playing left field for them. He made one of the greatest catches in NL Championship Series history for the Mets in 2006.
I saw the Camden River Sharks play. They're also no longer in the league, but they are right across the river from Philadelphia. And Pedro Feliz, who has a 2008 World Series ring of the Phillies, was playing third base there in like 2013.
That's crazy.
My guy wanted to keep playing baseball. He kept playing baseball.
That's it. And so the gimmick with the Bluefish was they would have guest manager, and then so Jenny Finch, who is a Olympic softball hero. Yep. But then they had the NWO, Kevin Nash, X-Pac, not Razor.
Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was there. I missed it by 2 days, but that would have been incredible to see.
The Reading Fightin' Phils, the Fightins now, they do a wrestling night every year. Hornswoggle's coming in July. They set up a ring in the concourse.
There you go.
It's great. I'm telling you.
You're right.
A lot of similarities.
It's just gimmicks. In
my last year before AEW started on the Indies, my entire goal was to get Chikara events at every minor league base, because within a 3-hour radius of Philly, you can probably drive to like 15 or 20 minor league baseball stadiums. And we probably took meetings and emailed and went back and forth probably 15 or 16 teams, and I think we ended up getting 7 done. We did Reading, Lehigh Valley, Allentown, Trenton, Waldorf, Maryland, home of the Southern Maryland Blue Claws, which are in the Atlantic League. We did Wilmington, the Blue Rock.
Go ahead.
Didn't they change the game to Blue Claws?
I think they might be this. I think there's. I think you're thinking of.
It was like the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. That's what I was thinking.
No. It's the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the Lakewood Blue Claws rebranded to the Jersey Shore Blue Claws, which are the Phillies single A, and they have a mini golf course in their stadium, and it's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
all this knowledge.
There's a 9-hole mini golf course inside the Jersey Shore Blue Claw Stadium. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Well,
sorry,
Bryce,
I keep going off on tangents. I'm very
it's okay. It's okay.
It's like you're on the show with us all the time, Midas. So it's okay.
I love it. You're out, Allan. You Cowboy Jack. You're done. I'm here. I work here now. I'm here every week. You're done. You go.
I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry.
So you're talking about branding and how much you like branding. Well, the Asheville Tourists just dropped a new identity. It's very interesting. So the Tourists are the high A affiliate of the Houston Astros. This one is I don't know if it's kid friendly or not. It could be, but it looks pretty fun. That's right. The Tourists will take the field on June 6th with one of the grossest sounding alternative identities you will ever hear: the Asheville Snot Otters. The special alternate jerseys will be auctioned off after the game to raise money for the Western North Carolina Nature Center. And it's the only game the Snot Otters will play this year. Get it now while you can. I think.
Did you see the oysters? You saw the Chesapeake Bay Sox?
Yes, we did.
Oh yeah, we talked about that one.
Yes, we did, and that potentially not kid friendly either. We discussed that.
Are you kidding me? Bryce's son is the age he's gonna want the Snot Otters.
You don't know what you don't know. He will want the Snot Otters.
Okay. Yes, absolutely, he will. He's that age. I'm like, you're 10.
Snot is one of the fun. Snot is a very funny word to a 9-year-old.
Of course.
I feel like, and here's another beer parallel. I feel like when craft beer exploded, maybe 12 or 15 years ago, everyone was trying to ride the wave, and it started getting like a little too weird. Like people were just trying to capture the idea of like these alternate identities, and obviously it's working. They're selling T-shirts, they're selling hats. We're talking about them right now. But Dogfish started putting out beer that tasted like pine needles. Like, I don't know, do I really want this? Do I want to taste pine needles? I'm not sure. Like, this is cool, but do I want to explain to everybody at the grocery store what's on my hat?
Yes.
It's not honor. I don't know. To each their own. I'm not passing judgment. I get it, but I feel like
glitter was a big one that was in beer for a while. Like, why do we need glitter in the beer?
I think the wave may have crested a little bit. We're not really sure that happened yet. We'll see. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, for example, here, the hat I'm wearing today is the Danville Dairy Daddies. So right there,
Danville, Illinois,
Virginia.
Okay.
They play in the Old North State League, and they play as the Dairy Daddies, because regularly they play as the Danville Otterbots.
Typically we're the Otterbots, guys, but today the Dairy Daddies. Okay.
That's right.
They play out of the Field of Creams.
There you go. There you go.
So
good for them.
So the Eastern Hellbender, North America's largest amphibian, affectionately nicknamed the Snot Otter, for its slimy, slippery coating. These incredible salamanders grow up to 2 feet in length, live entirely underwater, and hide under submerged rocks in Ohio's pristine streams. So there's actually an animal that's a snot otter.
That's right.
Sadly, Asheville is in North Carolina. I'm not sure they know that.
Yeah. Kayfabe.
Okay.
The one thing that I love about this show is like we've learned a lot about history. We learn about geography. We're all. I mean, it's all because of these identities. Who would have known? Last week we didn't know that what Green Bay is the toilet paper capital of the world.
Exactly.
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
Here's my food identity contribution to this is a Rochester garbage plates hat.
Oh. Okay.
They are typically the Red Wings. They are the national AAA, Rochester, New York. Yeah. But the dish of Rochester is something called the garbage plate. Shout out to our mutual friend Chris Harrington, a Western New York native. Yep. Told me all about garbage plates. It's kind of like a French fries and mac and cheese and hot dogs, and you just throw a bunch of stuff on a plate, and it's literally called a garbage plate. So the Rochester Red Wings alternate is the garbage plates, and this is a garbage plate, and the plate, of course, is the shape of home. So on our way to Toronto in June, we are driving. We're going to stop and take in a Rochester Red Wings AAA game because there are some wrestling friendly staffers. They were kind enough to send this to me in the mail, and we're going to go check out a game in Rochester in June as well.
I believe fantastic. You can.
Are you going to try to stop in? Are you going to try to stop in Buffalo on the way up as well?
Possibly on the way.
Is that route?
I think.
There's two ways you can go. That might be on the way back. So we'll see. We might.
Gotcha.
There are 4 people in our family, and some of them can only take so much baseball. So we pick our battles. You see, Kevin. If it was me by myself, we would absolutely stop.
Of course. Well, hey, a good alternative here in Buffalo. You can go to the Sawyer Park Golf if you want to get some golfing. You know what I mean? I don't know if you heard of the Sawyer Park Golf.
No, tell me, please.
So the professional wrestler, the Destroyer, Dick Beyer, from I think it's in Akron, New York. It's about a 30-minute drive from Buffalo. On his property, he created the only park golf course in the United States. And so park golf is very popular in Japan. It's like mini golf, except every hole is about 100 yards or so. But the balls are bigger than golf balls. I want to say those softball size. And when he was still alive, I went to the Buffalo Bisons, and I'm like, I have to go to the Sawyer Park Golf. Went out there.
It still exists?
It still exists. Yes, it's still there. It's open during, I think, spring to the fall when the weather permits.
Oh man!
So you might want to look that up. I gave Caliber a shirt, and I'm like, you need to wear this on an AEW show eventually. And it still hasn't happened yet, so I gotta nudge him again about that.
He wears too many suits. He's getting.
I know. I'm saying if you're doing those countdown shows, he's wearing
Hollywood now, right?
That's just become corporate Excalibur.
Exactly.
AEW has gone to Buffalo and Rochester. That's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
So
Rochester has one of the greatest museums in the entire country, maybe the world. Is the Strong Museum of Play. They basically, speaking of gimmicks and speaking of baseball and wrestling, they created something called the Toy Hall of Fame about 15 or 20 years ago.
Okay.
So every year they induct new toys into the Toy Hall of Fame.
That's amazing.
And, no one really checks this, so it's like, oh, the Slinky is in first, and now every year, so they have a wing for this. They have a pinball. It's like basically a giant museum of play for kids and adults. So like board games. They had a mini golf exhibit. They're working on a game show exhibit. It's completely amazing. And that's also in Rochester. So that's also
wow. This is the Rochester. We're putting up a Rochester tonight. Who knew?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Dinosaur Barbecue too. If you want to eat, that's a barbecue chain based. Yep. You've been Dinosaur. There's one in Buffalo.
I've heard of it.
Dinosaur Barbecue. Incredible.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
No. Well,
I haven't earned this Red Wings hat. I feel I'm wearing it for you guys.
Yeah.
When I actually go to a game, I'll have earned the right to wear it
there you go.
in the future. Perfect. That's my rule now.
Well, let's land the plane with a little game that I'm going to call The Bryce is Right. Your Instagram handle is The Bryce is sometimes right, or what's?
Often right. The Bryce is often
right.
Yeah.
But there's other people that are using The Bryce is Right. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. So when I signed up for Twitter in 2009 or whatever, The Bryce is Right was taken, so I took Da Bryce is Right because that was my alternative to that. And then when Instagram started, someone had it, so I was The Bryce is Often Right. So yes, there are other Bryces that are more often than me, but I did design T-shirts, sell at indie shows that I absolutely saw copped when Bryce Harper came to Philadelphia. And in fairness, it's the Price is Right logo with my name on it. It's not brain surgery here to come up with this multi-level crazy idea. But I'm sure Bryce Harper. I'm not sure he's getting money from those shirts, but he became Philadelphia's most famous Bryce overnight.
Perfect. Well, for our intents and purposes, this is our Bryce is Right. And we're going to start with this one, Bryce. You're going to have a chance to answer this first. And then if you can't answer it all, we're going to let it go to the panel. But let's start with this. Okay. So the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, they started in 2008, but they were in a city before this. So what was the name of the city and what was the name of the team?
I need some help, boys.
He's already
Yeah, no, I need some. I remember them coming to Allentown in the Lehigh Valley, but I don't remember what they were before. Were they AAA ball? Were they? Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh.
The Phillies AAA team was the.
Is that Scranton?
Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. Were they the?
I don't remember them being anything but the Phillies.
I can see the hat with the SWB.
Scranton. I mean, I think they were just the Phillies, weren't they? Michael Mondragon. Excuse me. Jack knows. Jack.
It was the Bethlehem baby Jesuses.
Allan, any guess?
Weren't they the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders?
Oh,
that's what they are now. They are now. That's the Yankees AAA.
Oh.
One of the reasons I believe, you're probably about to tell us this, the Iron Pigs are a team is this: the Yankees again flexed their muscle and they wanted their AAA team to be closer to New York. So Scranton Wilkes-Barre, which is like a field like inside of a mountain, they basically booted them out. They booted the Phillies out, and they had to create the Iron Pigs to have a AAA team nearby. Am I sort of in the range here?
You're in the vicinity, and it's
okay.
Yes, Kevin.
I'm sure they came from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
That would be amazing.
Hey, Texas Calendar, maybe he knows.
I know. But hey, by the way, Disco Machine went to a show in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
I did. It was 1996.
The flagship.
The arena.
I couldn't remember the name of it. That's what I was trying to remember for the joke. I blew it.
Yep. Jim Thorpe, not half hour maybe from the Iron Pig Stadium. Yep.
That's right. All right. So the answer is they were the Ottawa Lynx.
We were way off.
We were in the same country.
Yes. They were AAA in the International League from 93 to 2007. Their home field was Lynx Stadium in Ottawa, Ontario.
On Wikipedia, they make these like graphics that show like the history of teams, and there's like lines and overlines, and those are my son's favorite. He would love this. I can't wait for it.
That's a great logo.
Ottawa Lynx. That is a good
logo.
They were a Montreal Expos affiliate from 93 to 2002, Orioles from 2003 to 2006, and then the Phillies in 2007. And then they moved to Lehigh Valley.
They were waiting for the Iron Pigs to show up.
Yep.
That's it.
That's fair.
Our second question here is, Bryce, you get to name as many as you can here.
Okay.
Can you name all of the Phillies' retired numbers? And for extra bonus, there's actually 2 that do not have numbers associated with them. So
42 is Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, well done.
It's 34 Mike Schmidt. 34 is Roy Halladay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Mike Schmidt is 14 or 15, maybe.
It is not.
Okay.
I know.
Help me out, guys. I'm
like, wait a minute. Hang on.
I'm
now,
a friend here.
I think part of the chicanery is there a reason why the 20 and 32 are different colored font?
Yes.
Gotta be. Yeah. That's pre-Phillies.
That's an earlier era. So I shoot, I can think of who. I don't know who's what number. I want to say Richie Ashburn is definitely one of these 2 gentlemen.
Which
20
one?
And 32. You gonna make me commit?
The Hall of Fame area at the Phillies Stadium is called Ashburn Alley. It's named after Richie.
Yes. So Richie Ashburn's here, 32 or 20. Let me go 20 and let me go Dick Allan for 32.
All right.
Dick Allan is not 32.
I said Richie Ashburn.
Another side.
Richie Ashburn is not that one either. I don't think.
You boys been to Cooperstown?
Yes.
Yep. I'm going again. Going again this summer.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. It's gross and cold. I know we have some West Coast boys here. If you can survive the cold, it is dead in the winter. You basically have the whole museum to yourself in February. It's amazing. And then you go to Ommegang Brewery, okay?
Oh yes, yeah. I did.
But you got to show up early because it's like crazy. It's more popular than they have space for, and it's like even in February you like wait an hour to eat dinner there, so you got to like get there early. Sorry, aside.
No,
I don't.
No, it's a beautiful aside because we've had beer from Ommegang on this show before. Don't you worry.
Incredible.
I did it. I did all that. Yes, sir.
Incredible.
Allan's going to the Hall of Fame for Ichiro.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
cool. I went for Griffey, and now I got to go for Ichiro. So
they're doing a comedy festival of some sort in September, and I think the comedy acts are going to be on Doubleday Field there, which is like right up the street. And
right next door. Yep.
Kind of want to go. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Meanwhile, we're stalling, and
I need help. I could cheapen.
I'm not great on numbers. I can probably name you most of these guys. Was that correct? Is Dick Allan on this list?
Dick Allan is on this list.
Is Richie Ashburn on this list?
Yes, he is.
Well, we know Mike Schmidt.
Yep.
Pete Rose. I can almost name you all these guys.
Pete Rose is not on there.
Not on this list. Okay. All right. He wasn't on there long enough.
Nope. He was a part of the Wheeze Kids, but
Robin Roberts.
I believe Robin Roberts is on here as well.
Is he 34?
That's Halladay.
That's Halladay. I'm sorry. So
that's Halladay. That's it.
He's 36. Robin Roberts.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
But I'll have the name.
Don't you have these answers?
I'll reveal the names, but it's like tell me when you guys are stumped.
I'm done.
We've been stumped since the beginning. I'm just trying to think of old Phillies.
All right. So you did get a majority of them, but did not put them to the numbers. So here we go. Jim Bunning is
Bunning.
one
That's
people do not.
That's why. Oh my gosh, Steve Carlton. So why does Steve Carlton
because
Mike Schmidt?
That's the Maroon Phillies era. That's like
That's
the 80s Phillies. Yeah,
okay,
I see.
That makes sense. Okay,
yep,
that is it. And can you name either one of the ones that are retired but not numbered?
Harry
It's
Cowles.
one we actually talk about quite a bit on this show. Actually, it's an old one. It's a 3-namer.
Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
No.
Isaiah Leonard Frazier.
there you go.
Willie Mays Hayes.
There you go.
I want to say Heine Manouche, but then you said 3 names.
That's not. But
Manouche. How about Mordecai Three Fingers Brown?
is that 4?
Hold on. I think I think I know it. Old House Radburn.
No, it is not him. That Old House Radburn is a good one. But think of one of the biggest names in baseball. Think of one of the Hall of Famers.
I think we've named a bunch of Hall of Famers.
Actually, one of his names is actually a city in Ohio.
Grover Cleveland Alexander.
There you go. Good job.
There you go. And Chuck Klein, who I think I'm wearing the underwear right now. No, I'm just kidding.
We know you're not wearing any underwear.
No,
his friends call him Chuck.
That's Chuck.
So, Bryce, here you are on Instagram. Now, like I said, we could do a 24-hour show if I just went through your Instagram. We just talked about all the different things that are on there. It's great. It's a total rabbit hole of like goodness. And we didn't even delve into the comedy. You were talking about comedy before. And we have so much more to talk about. This is where they can find you. They can also find you on AEW television. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's true. Dynamite every Wednesday night at 8:00 on TBS, and Collision most Saturdays at 8:00 on TNT, and now streaming on Max, which is a fun new thing this year. And coming to a city near you, I'll be in Norfolk, Virginia tomorrow, Wednesday night, and I'll be in God's country, otherwise known as Atlantic City, New Jersey, on Saturday night. Detroit next week, and then we're heading out west: Chicago, Albuquerque, Phoenix, El Paso, Denver, Portland. We're going to a Pickles game, baby. We got Pickles tickets.
Oh yeah,
going to see the Pickles in June. Very, very excited. Another baseball bucket list thing. So excited to be there. Yeah, but this is what a delight, what a joy. To be on a podcast that I am excited. Talking nerd stuff that I barely talk about wrestling is a real treat. So thank you, gentlemen, so much. I hope this is the first of many dates.
I would love to have you on after the Pickles, so we can have a Pickles.
Let's do that.
We have so much more to talk about. This is where you can find us on all the socials: X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Guys, it has been a tremendous hour and a half of talking beer and baseball. Cowboy Jack, what are you going to be doing this weekend?
This weekend, laying low. Just wanted to remind everybody you're all brothers and sisters, so love each other, do something nice for somebody, be a good person.
There you go. Allan, what's up?
Another baseball game this weekend. I went 0 for 2 last night with a hit by pitch. Yeah, it happens all the time. It's guys over 40 throwing at you. So, but yeah, I got another game this weekend, so hopefully I can get a batting average this weekend.
Do you run to the base or do you walk after you get hit?
I mean, I run, but my feet are like cement. So
no, I can see both answers. I was curious.
Yeah, no, it's run. It's not a very fast run, but it's a run.
Okay,
awesome. Kevin, what's up?
I mean, no baseball this weekend, but I'm hoping on Friday to see Lucha Vivum de la Liens, one of the spinoffs of Lucha Libre going on at the Mayan LA. Also, Saturday, I'm hoping to see Kevin McDonald, Bryce Remsburg from Kids in the Hall, telling some stories of his times on Kids in the Hall in LA. And then Sunday, Lucha Libre in my hometown, Garden Grove, California, the heart of the OG. We got the Solar and Solar Jr. contra Damian and his son, Bestia Sissiface. So I'm hoping to have a great, fun-filled weekend of nonsense and shenanigans.
AEW is going to Mexico City in June. Actually, we're doing a Dynamite.
I know. I
saw that. It's crazy. Yeah, I was on a lot of calls talking about that as the travel manager today. It's very exciting.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And you're like, oh no, I don't need these calls. A lot of work.
That's a whole nother. That's a different podcast. But yeah,
that's not this podcast.
Well, yeah.
Well, thank you, Bryce, for joining us tonight. For Cowboy Jack Durango, for Allan Jepsen, for Kevin Lyon, I'm Michael Mondragon. We'll see you next week with another Baseball Brew Crew podcast. Good night, everyone. Take care.